what's everyone? Zach here. Hey, today I want to go show you a real life example of how one line of copy literally transformed one of our funnels here. So I'm on a bit of a shaky internet connection right now, so hopefully this can pull through. So this is one of our funnels. I have the edited version here up in ClickFunnels right now. So this is what the page looks like normally. Might take a second since we're streaming here. Okay, so this is an application page. So someone basically goes through a long form sales letter, and then if they want to talk to someone on our team, they come to this application page. The first thing they do is select a time. Second thing they do is fill out the application, and then they, that's it. That's their application. So what our numbers are is basically, so the control funnel. So this is a new variation, okay, of the funnel right now. The control funnel, meaning the one that gets us current results, on the high end, we pay this much per applicant, about $130 per applicant. Now that's very, very high for us. We used to pay as low as $60 or $70. But unfortunately, with just ad costs and stuff like that, we're all the way up to 130 right now, which is pretty darn high. But with as many people as want to take advantage of this particular product, we still make a very healthy profit for the company, and that's really good. So that's good, and that's well and good. So about 130 bucks is what we averaged last month per applicant. Now, this is the current page that's being used. Before I made that change, this is what it used to look like. So I'm gonna undo it so you can see it. So I'm not gonna save it because otherwise it'll save it. But I had this line in here. It said, update. We're at high volume with 100 inquiries per week. When you apply below, please verify your availability to schedule your one-on-one call. We typically don't offer reschedules because of the high demand for our calls. Now, this is a true statement. We very rarely offer reschedules. In fact, I hate reschedules. And so does our strategist team. They don't deal with them well whatsoever. And we are at high volume. So this is all a very true statement. However, this is not really my voice. This is not my messaging. In fact, I actually pulled a line similar to this, not this exact line obviously, but a line very similar to this from someone's funnel that I admire. So it's a person that I saw on Facebook. I went and looked at their funnel, and I really, really liked this line of copy because I hate when people reschedule on our strategist or on me if I'm taking the call. I hate it. I literally just I might do it, maybe I'll let it happen one time, but then I'll never talk to them again. So I want to make sure they know, like, hey, make sure that you pick the right time. However, this line of copy really doesn't sound like me at all. Like I said, I basically hacked a line like this from someone else's funnel. And maybe it works for them, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But the first time that I ran it, so I ran the test, and for the first, probably 4 days or so, we spent $456, and we got one applicant, one. Now, I usually let tests run for 3 days or so before I, call them a win or a lose. Now, this was about 3.5 days or 4.5 days, something like that. So this was more than enough time for me to kind of get the idea of what works and what doesn't for this particular funnel. So clearly that was a little bit alarming because I told you that the control funnel is $130 per applicant. So it's a bit alarming. So I was like, okay, well, what do we do here? So I looked at everything, and it seems obvious now because I'm telling you, right? But before it wasn't that obvious. So what I ended up realizing is that this line does not sound like me. So what I did is I basically just came in here, I took it away, and I essentially made it look like this. And this, ironically, these are the exact steps in our control application, the control funnel. Actually, there's a little bit of a different step here with the time. It doesn't tell you to select a time in the control, because we're basically, the test here is having people book an actual call on the calendar. That was the variable that we were testing. So in the control funnel, the first step is fill out the application. Step 2 is choose a desired time, I think, and then this one is basically if approved, we'll call you. So it's very similar, but it doesn't make you book a call. So this is what we're trying to do, is get someone to book a call right here on the spot rather than having us have to contact them to schedule the time. So I basically took that line of copy away and made this as similar as I could to the control. And this is my style, right? Just make it simple and that kind of a thing. I made the change. I made the change on Saturday evening. So last night I checked it. My calculator's not pulling back up. Last night I checked it, and we were at, depending on how you slice the data, we were between $118 per applicant or $132, depending on how you slice the data. So average of that is $125. So basically I made one change and we cut our cost per applicant down from $125 from $456. My goodness. So that is a savings of $331 per applicant, which is huge. So on average, it takes us about five applicants to have a sale. So we don't try to sell people on these calls. We genuinely try to find out if they're a good fit, and we deny a lot of people, and we tell people like, hey, this is not a good fit or whatever. So, but the average rate is 1 to 5, or it's actually a little higher than that. It's like 25%. So it's more like 1 to 4. So basically, if we save $331 per applicant and you multiply that by 4, that's a $1,300 savings. Now check this out. Our average cart value is $1,592 per sale here. So $1,592 minus 1,335 or whatever that number was is $250. So basically, we'd only make $250 per sale, which is not good at all considering how much we support our products, or how much the company supports our products. That basically means that like me and Ashley, we wouldn't make anything because we're spending that little amount of profit on, we're spending way more than that on the support of these products. So basically we're not making anything at that point. But if you bump it all the way down to $125 per applicant times 4 minus $1,592, that leaves the company a profit of $1,092 instead of $250. So literally just that one line of copy is taking us from $1,092 average profit, it's saving us, what did we say, 256? So it's making us an additional $836 per sale just from one line of copy. $836 per sale from one line of copy, which is absolutely insane. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you all. This is just an incredible just testament to how you have to be congruent with your copy.